Welcome to Smart English School. In this video, I'm sharing the 7 golden rules that will completely transform the way you learn English. Whether you're just beginning your language journey or you've been studying for years, these rules will help you learn faster, speak more confidently, and enjoy the process more than ever before. They're not just tips, they're proven methods that thousands of successful learners around the world have used to reach fluency. So grab your notebook, sit back, and let's dive into the system that will help you finally become fluent in English. Rule number 1. Learn in context. The first golden rule is to learn English in context. Instead of trying to memorize individual vocabulary words in isolation, which often leads to forgetting them quickly, focus on learning phrases and sentences as they are used in real-life situations. When you study English this way, the language becomes far more memorable and meaningful. You begin to internalize how grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure all work together naturally. This approach helps you avoid the trap of sounding robotic or overly academic when you speak. Learning in context also mirrors how native speakers acquire language, not through translation or memorization, but through experience and association. When words are connected to emotions, events, and daily tasks, they stick. So, instead of trying to cram random vocabulary into your mind, surround yourself with English that's rooted in real conversations, practical situations, and everyday language. Make it your goal to understand the how, why, and when of phrases, not just their dictionary definitions. That way, you don't just learn English, you start living it. Rule number 2. Shadow native speakers. The second golden rule is to shadow native speakers, which means imitating their pronunciation, rhythm, and tone as closely as possible by repeating their words immediately after hearing them. This method trains your ears, your voice, and your brain all at the same time, helping you internalize the natural flow of English in a way that books and classroom lessons never can. Shadowing is like musical training for your language skills. It allows you to develop the melody and cadence of native English, building your pronunciation accuracy, fluency, and confidence all at once. You don't need to understand every word at first. The point is to match the speaker's rhythm, stress, and intonation as best as you can. With time, you'll notice a dramatic improvement in how you speak, how you sound, and how easily you understand spoken English. The beauty of shadowing is that it's incredibly flexible. You can do it while walking, cooking, commuting, or even exercising. The key is consistency. Practice every day, even for just a few minutes, and over time, your accent will soften, your speech will become smoother, and your understanding of English will deepen in ways you never imagined. Rule number 3. Repeat and review smartly. The third golden rule is to repeat and review smartly. Many learners make the mistake of repeating too much, too often, or all at once, and this leads to mental fatigue and poor retention. Instead of cramming, you need to space out your review sessions over time in a pattern that matches how your memory works. This is known as spaced repetition, and it's a technique supported by decades of brain science. Rather than reviewing new information again and again within a single day, spaced repetition helps you revisit it just before you're about to forget it, reinforcing it at just the right moment to make the memory stronger and more permanent. By reviewing vocabulary, grammar points, or full sentences at increasingly spaced intervals, like a day later, then 3 days later, then a week later, you boost retention and reduce the amount of time needed to relearn what you've forgotten. Whether you're using flashcards, mobile apps, or your own notebook, the principle is the same. Small doses of review over time are far more effective than big review sessions that leave you overwhelmed. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Give your brain the time it needs to store English deeply and reliably. Rule number 4. Speak from day one. The fourth golden rule is to start speaking from day one. One of the biggest misconceptions in language learning is the idea that you need to study for months before you're ready to speak. But the truth is, speaking is not the result of fluency, it's the cause of fluency. If you want to speak confidently, you need to begin speaking now. even if it's just with simple sentences. Every time you use your voice, even with basic expressions, you train your brain and mouth to work together. Speaking builds confidence, reduces fear, and turns passive knowledge into active communication skills. Don't wait until you've mastered grammar or memorized hundreds of words. Start talking to yourself. Talk about your day. Describe what you see. Record your voice and listen back. Find a language partner online. Use language exchange apps. The more you speak, the more you'll improve. Mistakes will happen, and that's good. They are a sign that you're actively learning. Speaking from day one may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's the fastest way to build the real-world skills you need. Remember, fluency is a result of consistent practice, not perfect preparation. Rule number 5. Learn what you'll actually use. The fifth golden rule is to focus your time and energy on learning the English you'll actually use. Far too many learners waste time memorizing overly formal words, outdated expressions, or academic phrases they'll never need. Instead, you should concentrate on practical English, the kind you hear and use every day in real conversations. Think about your goals. Do you want to travel? Work in an office? Make friends? Tailor your vocabulary and sentence practice to those specific needs. If you want to talk to people, you need to learn how to ask questions, give opinions, express feelings, and respond in common situations. Learning rare or overly complex language might feel impressive, but it doesn't build your ability to communicate. In fact, it can slow you down. The most fluent speakers are not the ones who know the biggest words. They're the ones who can express ideas clearly, confidently, and naturally. So, shift your learning to reflect the real world. Focus on phrases that apply to your daily routine. Practice conversations you're likely to have. This way, every word you learn becomes a tool you can actually use today, tomorrow, and every day after. Rule number 6. Don't fear mistakes. The sixth golden rule is to stop fearing mistakes. Mistakes aren't failures, they're milestones. Every time you make a mistake, you're actually learning. You're discovering what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. But too many learners hold themselves back, afraid of saying the wrong thing, using the wrong tense, or mispronouncing a word. This fear causes hesitation, silence, and eventually, a lack of progress. The only way to break that cycle is to change your mindset. Accept that mistakes are part of the process. Even native speakers make them all the time. Your goal isn't perfection, it's communication. When you speak up, even imperfectly, you are building courage, experience, and fluency. Embrace correction. Keep a journal of common errors. Celebrate every opportunity to grow. Some of the most successful English learners in the world became fluent because they pushed through embarrassment and used their errors as fuel for improvement. So let go of the idea that you must sound perfect. Focus instead on being brave, being curious, and being consistent. Mistakes mean you're trying, and trying is how you win. Rule number 7. Stay consistent, not perfect. The seventh golden rule, and perhaps the most important of all, is to stay consistent, not perfect. Language learning is not about having perfect grammar or a flawless accent. It's about showing up every day, even if only for 10 minutes, and building your fluency step by step. Consistency creates habits, and habits create fluency. You don't need long study marathons to succeed. In fact, shorter, focused daily practice is far more powerful than long, irregular sessions that leave you exhausted and discouraged. By practicing a little each day, learning a few phrases, speaking a few sentences, listening to a short podcast, you keep your momentum going. You build memory, confidence, and connection with the language. And you start seeing results faster than you think. Real learners, those who actually reach fluency, aren't the ones who study the most. They're the ones who keep going, even on the days when motivation is low. So choose progress over perfection. Choose routine over pressure. Choose consistency, and fluency will follow. Outro and call to action. If these golden rules make sense to you, subscribe now and join me for more powerful lessons every single week. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be persistent. Fluency is not some unreachable goal. It's a system, and now you know how to follow it. Join our Smart English School community. Listen to more episodes, explore new lessons, and practice along with us. And if you're ready to commit, start today. Comment your favorite golden rule below and tell us how you're going to apply it. Let's grow together. And always remember, English fluency is a journey, not a destination. Embrace it fully.